Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to Higher Source Tarot for your Law of Attraction, Money and Love Tarot and Oracle card readings. These readings are for all Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. We are going to get started here with a Halloween Oracle, and this is your overarching theme. Now, I want to mention too, I changed the format of these readings about a month ago to add a couple more cards, and I just think it makes the reading feel a little more robust, so I'm staying with that. All right, you have Night Song, Hidden Talents. This might be monetizable, or you have a hidden talent or a gift, and you're making money off of it. So I love that cardinal, too. Many of us believe cardinals are a symbol of our past dear loved ones. So know that there's a special meaning if that's important to you. All right, money reading first. And we've got the Queen of Wands, Temperance, the Four of Pentacles. That doesn't mean you don't have money coming in, but I feel like they're telling you this is a time to be tight with your money. And you might say, that's no problem for me. Now, with this, you've got the Knight of Pentacles and the advice. So I feel like if you haven't heard anything, it may be time to follow up on something. But I do see it as going in your favor. If there's been something in terms of a delay with money being returned, there might be a little more of a delay. I hate to tell you that, but I got to tell you what the cards are telling me. Otherwise, what's the purpose of this? So we have Sagittarius and Aquarius energy. The energy of the star is so important because not only is it wish fulfillment, but I feel like they're telling you do not give up hope. If you've been kind of putting and investing some time, I'm not talking about like a huge investment in money. I don't want somebody going out and saying, I'm going to spend my last dollars on the lottery. You know, I've seen Charlie Chocolate or Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory too. And I see that when, you know, he spends his last little shilling on some chocolate. We're not doing that here. I do feel like they're saying, though, there may be follow-up needed for you. There's 2 4s here, and 4s are about discipline, order. They're about management of things. So in one hand, I got initially like money coming in, and you need to be smart with that. This is not the time to just blow it on stuff. Or even too, I feel like if you have money and you decide to kind of splurge, I feel like you'll have buyer's remorse if you do that. Now, for others of you, the other way I get this is like that waiting game. But I feel like they're telling you too to stay organized, stay in a place where you keep your wits about you. Do not become discouraged. You may have to follow up. And if it is something where it's some kind of a side hustle or business, I feel like you're on the right track, but it's one of those things where your grit will pay off, your determination. And like I said, as long as it's not really sinking you financially. Okay, this is not where we start putting everything on credit cards to get by. So with this Queen of Wands energy, I feel like she's that energy of success. You'll have quite an influence over other people too, where I feel like too, if you're in some kind of sales or something else, I feel like there might be times when you hear they want to go with you and they could not. And I do feel like there's something about that they want you to hear those of you in the back, hear it all the way in the back, that you are on the right track. They're giving you that feedback because there is something about you that this is working, but it might need some minor adjustments. I'd also say too, the energy of Temperance is interesting because he goes with the flow. And so I feel like there might be some minor adjustments needed, but I'd also say emotionally, not getting too overwhelmed, not getting to a point where you're getting overly frustrated. I mean, he's ultimately thriving in change. He's also a card of protection. So if you need to have repairs done, I also feel like these are a message for somebody, not just getting one estimate. If you do need some kind of repairs done, and I even heard city, like I feel like they're saying like a city appraiser or something. Now where I live, our city appraisers cannot tell you that's a horrible price, but you'll read between the lines if they say get more estimates. I feel like you're going to have somebody who's looking out for you, or even if it's maybe a family member who's not as savvy You know, maybe they're new to homeownership, or if it's something, I got somebody from the city, that would be more to me about real estate. But I do feel like if there's somebody around you who has less knowledge and experience, you also might be their advisor saying, we got to get more estimates. But overall, with this Knight of Pentacles, you have a trusted advisor coming in who's trying to give you guidance. So you've got to be open to this. Even if it slows things down a little bit, I feel like it's going to be worth your time, especially if you are having somebody who's high pressure. Now, I understand if it's like, well, I've got a water heater that's leaking. I don't have that much time. I get that. That also might be a time to call the city and say, how can I turn this off? Because they, at least where I live, they will send somebody for free that can help you, okay? So either way, you've got help on the way. Okay. You have the energy of the Fool, which is kind of a nice change of pace because you've got a cautionary tale here. I'm not going to try to lie to you. Have the courage to embrace change, which is temperance, thriving in change, take risks and be adventurous. But again, I feel like those are calculated risks. This is not the time to just throw money out the window. So there's a message there for you, but keep moving forward, all right? Keep going forward with it. Let's see now about love for you all, Capricorn. And we've got the Page of Cups, the High Priestess, the Hangman. Now, don't get too scared off by that. What is he doing back in here? I guess I feel like they're trying to tell you, take it slow. Slow and steady wins the race. Now, if you are in a breakup with somebody, you got to be careful with this because the 5 and 7 of Swords is never a winning combination on how to proceed. I feel like there might be too much conflict. And I'd also say, too, if you've been pulled into conflict with other people's relationships, might be time to protect your own energy. That energy connection, that energetic connection is meaningful. It starts to attract. Now, if you are in a breakup, I feel like we got to hit the pause button. If we are rage baiting, if we are rage texting, I just feel like there's something about this that concerns me, that you're not going to get where you want to go in this. Now, that 7 of Swords, too, if it's somebody who left impulsively and you're heartbroken, I feel like there may be others who are interested in you. And I also feel like, too, if you've been waiting a while for somebody to return, I feel like they're telling you it's time to go see what else is out there. Because I feel like it's one of those things where you're going to see later somebody who is available. And I say this all the time, who's meant for you won't miss you, who's for you won't leave. But I do feel like you might say, damn it, I should have gotten myself out there. This person was single. I didn't know it. I was too busy focusing on the other one. With this Page of Cups, if you are single or you have recently become single, you've already got people lining up in the queue. You've already got people trying to figure out an opening without seeming gross. Because you know how that is. I've had it happen in my life where all of a sudden they're messaging me and all kinds of stuff. And it's like, man, could you wait for the ink dry down that one? Come on now. I just feel like you've got an admirer here. Now, if this is not anything about a breakup, I still feel like we got to get away from that angry energy because this is soft. This is somebody that you won't be a match for them being over here. It'll delay things, which keeps showing up. So with this High Priestess energy, this is a great time to get very clear on what kind of a relationship that you want. Who is your perfect partner? You have somebody coming in too, though. This is depth. So if it's a water sign that you're asking about, this is somebody who's deep. And I feel like with this person, they'll wait. If there's some reason, if you're going through a breakup, a divorce or something, and you're wondering about a new one, I do feel like they're going to wait for you. I feel like, too, though, this Hangman energy is important because it shows you making a change, that epiphany, that light bulb moment. It also shows you opening up to something different. And so the Hangman energy is all about your perspective, but it's wisdom. It's surrender to win. So if something has not been working in your love life, we've got to let it go and move in a new direction. With the Knight of Pentacles, slow and steady wins the race. So if you're like, no, we're madly, deeply, desperately in love, we're tearing each other's clothes off, we can't get enough of each other, I do feel like they're saying just slow down a little bit, okay? And that might be this. The perspective is, let's just not show up in the next date in a moving van. Maybe just slow down a little bit. Poker face, taking a chance, risks and options. Not showing your hand, gambling. So taking a chance on love again. Good things are coming for you, Capricorn. I love you. I'll be back again soon.